Hi there everyone, my name is Samuel and today this is episode 1 of my new LEGO series, which is basically my ranking series of 10 to 1, because these are the videos that I have always really enjoyed, just watching like other people's opinions and ranking sets. So I wanted to call mine 10 to 1 because it's got a nice ring and it's kind of going down from 10 to 1, but it isn't 10 because I'm going to go through the whole ideas range. I was thinking about shortening it, but what I want to do to kind of vary it, so the higher up we get on the list, the more I talk about it. So these entries are most probably going to be quite short, but the more, like, some sets I might only have like 30 seconds worth of stuff to say, then some I might have a minute to 2 minutes. So that is how it is going to be. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, remember to leave a like, a comment and a subscribe, and also check out my official Instagram page, which is the SRJstudios one. It's linked in the description below, and I've also done a teaser for this for quite a while ago, so I'll also be posting when this is live. Without further ado, guys, let's start off the list at my least favorite LEGO idea set. So starting off at the bottom of the list, we have the 21308 Adventure Time. One, I do not like the franchise. To me, it just seems really silly. Please do not take no offense, it's just my opinion. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of it. Like, I've seen clips and I'm just like, no, this really is not interesting me, and I do not find any enjoyment in the show. And then the Treehouse would have been awesome to get, but no, we got these weird brick figures that no one wanted, and I think this is the first time they have literally changed the complete idea of a set. It's just completely different, you know, and it just doesn't have any interest. Like, I just don't care about this set, and I swear that you can still get it really cheap, because the people wanted a Treehouse and like Finn and Jake as actual molds we got in Dimensions, not these really weird brick built characters. Well, anyway, moving on to the next one. And next up we have the 21307, the Catarahan 7620R. Sorry, I most probably just butchered that, but I'm not a car person, and yeah, it doesn't interest me. As a theme you'll notice, to me, ideas should be different franchises and iconic things. For example, like, yes, space things make sense, but stuff like that car, I'm sorry, but like, that should be in Technic or Creator Expert. Yeah, that's really where I think it should be. And next up, we do have the 21101, the Heya Beusha, which looks pretty cool, I guess. I like the main yellow and what do you call it? The side parts, the sonar dishes, which I think are really cool. But honestly, it doesn't interest me. I think it looks a bit square, and that I think would be better as like Creator Expert space set instead. In my opinion, it should be similar to cars. Board games should just go inside of a different theme, being like a board game one, Creator Expert for the cars. I think it would just be so much better, because ideas, I'm looking for like iconic things or just big different franchises that we've never had. So yeah, it looks okay, the feature, and also I don't think does the feature work well. I've heard people say it isn't, but yeah, it just doesn't interest me, not at all really. And next up we have the 21100, the Shinkai 6500 Submarine, which honestly, it looks good. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks pretty good. Like, I like all the shapes and everything. It looked really unique in that aspect, and this was the first idea set, which was really awesome. But yeah, it looks good, but compared to the others, it doesn't make the cut. And coming up next, we have the 21301 Birds, which this, honestly, don't get me wrong, the birds look really lovely looking builds. They look great. The trees, like the plants, everything looks good. Sorry, I mean the flowers and the base, it works well. But to me, I'm not a bird person. Like, we have a family bird, and I really, you know, he's a great bird. He talks and he's really funny. But like, it's not an African grey. Like, that, if it was an African grey, which is what he is, I would be interested. But as he's not an African grey, it's not, you know, that's like the only bird I really like. That's the only bird I would really want to buy as a set. So he's, you know, my favourite bird, I would say. So yeah, due to it not being not an African grey, yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. And next up, we have the 21104, the NASA Mars Science Laboratory Cruiser Rover. Wow, why can't we just say Rover for short, or Mars Rover? Honestly, it looks a good build, don't get me wrong. I only really started looking at it like a few months or weeks ago whenever I started making this video. But yeah, it looks cool, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think it'd be great as a space set. Ideas, please just no. Please just make it a space set. That would be so much better. But still, looks a really good set. And next up, we do have 21312 Women of NASA, which the history behind the set and the context of it is great. But the builds let me down, and it's similar to the one you'll see in a minute. It's just the builds aren't that exciting. I don't look at it and go, that is a good build. The context, I go, yes, that is great context behind the set. But the build, no, the build doesn't really interest me. It'd be great to get like a bigger lab, stuff like that. But anyway, that is my choice for this spot, and now let's move on to the next one. And with a few similarities next, we do have the 21110 Research Institute, which honestly, I like quite a lot of the set, don't get me wrong. Like the dinosaur is great, the microscope is great, the star chart is absolutely amazing. If you don't know, I'm really interested into like the universe, multiverse, and planets and all of that. But yeah, the set is great. But then, I don't know, just the figures are kind of a letdown. They're not, like, from my knowledge, they're not anyone that's kind of they're not a famous person. They're just Lego City Scissortons, which should be a Lego City set, being honest. But yeah, don't get me wrong, it's still a really great set, but it's not as good as the one coming next. Which, coming up next, we do have the 40335 Space Rocket Ride, which was a Lego Ideas contest, which is a really cool way of doing it. And yeah, I think it's a good freebie, don't get me wrong, it was great. You know, it was great, I had a great time building it, it just sits there, doesn't really do anything. But the mechanism was great, and I still like the set, and I'm still glad I own it, and it does look great on display. But it's just, I don't know, it's just not as good as the other ones, I guess, due to them being franchises and other things like that. And coming up next, we do have the 21321 International Space Station, which this has actually jumped around a few spaces. Originally, I'll talk about this more in a minute, but originally this was somewhere else. But yeah, honestly, I like the build, don't get me wrong. It's a great looking build. I don't know, the stand, I like the way that it's done. It just looks a good build, but again, it really should be in a Lego City space theme, not city, just Lego space theme, or iconic space, or Lego just space, because then it could be like all like context behind it, like rockets, everything. That would be a really great one. But yeah, it looks good, but still nothing that I would buy it yet. But actually, I did buy the Institute set, which I did enjoy the build, it was good, but now it currently resides in pieces. Which, next up, we have the 21102 Minecraft Micro World The Forests, and this originally was even before the birds. This was going to be the first one before anything up until after the birds. This was originally at the bottom, but even though my build is not the favourite, I like the fact, so Minecraft, you know, I don't really like the theme, it just doesn't appeal to me. A few of the sets are great, like the Ender Dragon and the little like melon farm and like the creeper polybag, the explosion. Those are great. And I like played Minecraft. That was quite a big part of my childhood, playing it with my friends, like playing Minecraft. And the villagers, like, I really, you know, the villagers I always find funny when they're always going, ha, when they're always walking around doing that. And due to them, when like the melon farm come with a villager, I was like, yes, a villager minifigure. Like, I really just like villagers. So that is why this set is higher, because this gave Lego the chance to make a villager piece and a creeper, but mainly the villager, which I really like that piece. Such a great minifigure. Coming up next, we have the 21315, the pop-up book, which does include Little Red Riding Hood and Jack and the Beanstalk. And the idea of this set is that you can swap them between, and originally the hype got me, like when it got revealed, I was like, wow, this is awesome. But when I looked at the review, honestly, I was like, I don't know. I just didn't find it that interesting anymore. And yeah, I never picked it up. And honestly, it doesn't bother me, because as you can see, it's still sort of down at the back half of the list. So yeah, it's a good set. The minifigures are great, but the build honestly doesn't interest me too much. But it's great to see something interesting and different, like theme as such. And coming up next, we have the 21314 TRON Legacy, which the interesting thing about this guy is I've never seen Tron. I know it's quite a popular franchise, I believe. Honestly, it looks cool. I like the futuristic bikes, but yeah, I don't really know. There's just another bike set, to be honest, and if they're not Ninjago superheroes, I'm really not interested. don't get me wrong, cool looking figures, cool base plate. It was cool that Brick Bros UK, I believe, yeah, that they were the ones who built built the set, ideas. It's great to see some YouTubers doing it, but apart from that, the set didn't really have any interest in it for me. And next up we have the 21109, the Exosuit, which to me, don't get me wrong, it looks great. You get the green astronauts, which is cool. Would have been better if it is the original face, but still looks good. But the mech, it all just seems just all light grey, and it's just a bit bland, the colour scheme. Lego, I prefer it when they've just got a variety of all different, just using the same one. And this day and age, it's very rare that one set has got one colour scheme. For example, Hogwarts, I'm looking at it now, it's got grey and tan. Night Bus, black and purple. You've got the Hogwarts Express, black and red. You've got the forest sets that have got a bit of brown, a bit of dark tan, a bit of green. Like, you've got all of these sets with these colour palettes, and this set just has got light grey, which honestly, I find a bit boring. And next up we have the 21302, the Big Bang Theory, which again, I've never even seen the show, but the only thing that like I always really wanted was that the black hairpiece from the guy in the purple, because that's like Lloyd's hair in black, which Mora has, and I was like, yes, I need that for like a custom Mora with his hood down, because you get like 2 versions of him. But yeah, then that the painting with like the bridges also comes in the Sesame Street set, which honestly, the set, don't get me wrong, looks great, but it's just mainly, I'm not really, I like it higher up due to it being a different franchise, but it isn't as high as others because I don't have an interest in the franchise. And next up we have the 21318 Treehouse, which, don't get me wrong, it looks a really cool build. I was like sort of interested when it got revealed, but then, like, I don't know, some of the houses I don't even think you can like get to from the stairs, and then just to me, I don't know, it looks good, don't get me wrong. The base, it looks really cool. The way they've done the leaves, you can switch over, as you can see. But yeah, it just didn't really grab my interest. Like, it's a good set, don't get me wrong, but there's definitely better sets. Coming up next, we have the 21313 Ship in a Bottle, which honestly, it looks cool, don't get me wrong. I like the idea of the ship being inside the bottle, it looks great, but it was £65, and to me, that's very steep. Like, you get tons of studs, you get a little, I guess a medium-sized ship, a smaller on the medium scale ship, and you get a bottle, and a stand, which, no, it doesn't cut it for me. It is way too expensive, and aesthetically it looks cool, but no, it is way, way too expensive. And after finding that ship on the bottle washed up at shore, we then walk down to the 21310, the old fishing store, which aesthetically it looks great. The interior, the details, it looks great, but to me, it's just not like a thing like fishing. I don't have patience for that, so just a fishing store doesn't appeal to me, but aesthetically, I understand why people like it. Aesthetically, it looks really cool. But yeah, that is that set, which again, it does look awesome, but as I'm not really into fishing, it doesn't have any interest for me. And next up, we have the 21323, the grand piano, which may I say is quite grand. Yeah, I know, I apologize, that joke was terrible. But the set, don't get me wrong, aesthetically it looks great. I like the idea that you can sort of play it in loose quotation marks because it's very limited. You can't just start like whacking, pressing all of the keys, making a random tune like I do. You can't do that. And yeah, it's sort of limited, and then it's over £300, which when I heard that, I was like, oh, I understand, but oh no, very expensive. I like the fact that the lids can come up and it does have the pedal. I'm not sure if that works. But yeah, the grand piano is a grand set. Nah, still didn't cut it, did it? Nope. But anyway, that is what I think. Moving on to the next one. Swimming its way into this next spot is 21306, the Beatles Yellow Submarine, which honestly, guys, I've never really, I don't listen to music, okay? So I don't really know. I've just realized they've actually got a second set with the mosaic. But anyway, the set, it looks really cool. One of my friends does have it. It's a pretty cool build. I used to want it, but then I was like, I don't listen to music. I've never heard any of their songs. I might have heard one in the background somewhere, but I've never actually listened to it properly because music, I'm very limited, only certain music really interests me. But yeah, it looks a pretty good set. I do like the fact that they reused that piece from the Nexo Knight, the little devil piece, which looks really cool. The figures look pretty cool, and yeah, I like the set, the interior, like the cartoonish design, the colour palette, and the interior does look pretty awesome. And coming in at the next spot, we do have set 21319, Central Perk from Friends. Not Lego City Friends or Lego Friends, it's Lego Friends, which is technically it is a different franchise altogether. And yeah, it looks a pretty good set. I like the fact you've got the sitting room, you've got the outside, the cafe part. Then you just got a few like cupboards and just lots of detail, and the camera studio lights, that really does interest me. I think that's quite a good aesthetic of the set. You can move the sofa. But yeah, there is that set, which I've never even seen that show anyway. Launching itself back from the moon in 1969, we have the 21309, the NASA Apollo Saturn V, which honestly, historically, this is such a great set, as of course you should know. This is the first rocket to go to the moon. Some don't believe it, but I definitely do. And honestly, I think it is it's a really cool set. And yeah, it just looks great. It's such a historical, it's just such a historical set with lots of context behind it. And what I mean by context is just a lot of history behind that set, you know. So yeah, I think it is a good set, but just, I'm not sure why I don't like it. Just the set doesn't interest me, but it's such a great thing. But if I don't know, if I found it on a heavy discount, I don't know, would I? No clue. But it still looks, nevertheless, a pretty awesome set. Digging our way down to bedrock with 21316, the Flintstone set, which honestly, it looks a really cool set. I like this set. The exterior looks great. The building process looks really relaxing to me. I don't know, it's like the first word that always comes to mind, quite calming. And the car looks great. The figures, yeah, they needed exclusive molds. Why, Lego? Please, you got this too late, the exclusive molds. You've been dodging the bullet for ages. That honestly would have been great. And I don't know what, like, this set is still available, and I'm still contemplating, do I get it or not? Because I tried to watch an episode and I got 5 minutes in and I was like, this is garbage. I'm sorry. I just did not enjoy it. I know it's like quite an early episode. It might have been the first, but the show isn't for me, but the set nevertheless does still look pretty awesome. And moving our way into 21311 Voltron 9, which honestly, this is another set. I guess we're getting down to the ones that I don't know why I don't own. This one, it looks awesome. The whole feature just looks really cool. You can transfer all of the animals, and they have like all like the robotic transformer-esque transforming functions. And yeah, it looks great, but this was about £120, which is a lot of money. I guess that was the reason why I didn't pick up this set. But I think, I've got a feeling I will personally go back and get this one day, because it does seem pretty awesome. And cleaning their way into the next spot at 21303, we have Wallie, which I think looks absolutely awesome. Again, I don't know why I didn't get this one. My uncle got it. I remember him building it and I thought, that's pretty cool, but I don't know. Clearly my younger brain was like, you don't want that, but I really do like that set. So honestly, I don't exactly know why I never got Wallie as well. We're definitely getting, you can tell we're getting to that at the end of the list. It's just one of those sets that I'm like, why don't I own that? Like, why didn't I try to get it? Why is it not on my like brick set like list of stuff that I want to get one day? Like, I think I most probably will add him after this, but yeah, so that, guys, is those, and now I believe we are down to here. So that was number 8, the Flintstones was number 10, Voltron was number 9, Wallie was number 8, and now we're going down to number 7. And digging their way to spot number 7, we have the 21320 Dinosaur Fossils, which honestly, the T-Rex looks great, the Pterodactyl or Pteranodon looks amazing, and the Triceratops also looks incredible. The builds look really good. The Archaeologist minifigure, I like the look of. The plaque, everything about this set is great. I don't know why I was trying to, it's one of those sets I try and put myself off of liking, but I know it's really good. And yeah, the set honestly looks really good. I don't know, it's another set I hope to get like at some point before its retirement, but if it retires, it does. That is just how it is. But yeah, it is a really good set, and I hope I can get a job soon enough to pick that before it goes and maybe get a good heavy discount on it too. And Yarubi coming in at number 6 with 21322 Pirates of Barracuda Bay. What can I say about this set? It is incredible. You've got this island of just these pirates, which it looks such a good set. Like, the detail is amazing, and you can build the ship from that original set, which is really awesome too. The minifigures are great. Everything about this set is awesome. The detailing, just every single thing about this set is perfect, and I definitely hope to get this one day before it retires. And sailing themselves into spot number 5 is 21317 Steamboat Willie. This originally was switched with a number 4, but due to things that I will explain in number 4 spot, they are this way round, which honestly, don't get me wrong, this is a great set. One, it was overpriced. Like, I agree, managed to get on a great good cheaper, which was great sale we got on that one, but still, it's such a great set. Honestly, the minifigures are great. Steamboat Willie, the fact that this created Mickey Mouse, and this was the first animated, well, it's an animated classic. It's one, I think it is the first animated product of all time, and honestly, it's just such an important for the movie industry, and it's just such a good set. I'm looking at it now with the Disney cast, castle. It looks honestly so awesome. Like, you've got Steamboat Willie, you've got Mickey, you've got Minnie. You got the little plaque as well, which is really great. And I just love the aesthetic of it. It would have been good if they had that new mold thing so they could include the other character. But overall, I think this is honestly such an incredible set. And finding our way to number 21324123 Sesame Street, loads of numbers. Honestly, this set just blew me away because, like, I never knew what Sesame Street was. I thought it would be a great set, but it blew it out of the water for me. If you'd seen the review, I just talked about there's so many details in it. The minifigures is great, the new molded elements. This, to me, is just such an important step for Lego, sorry, now I said Dimensions, I'll explain why I nearly said that, but for Lego ideas as a whole, because they've never really done molds before, and it's like they've got away with it, Steamboat Willie with the CMF, and Doctor Who, they could say, oh, the Sonic Screwdriver, we have Lego Dimensions. So, personally, I think they've been tripping themselves up, and they've been trying to back out of the corner that they put themselves in, and it was just so amazing. Like, Big Bird's piece is great, getting Cookie Monster is awesome, I really find that really funny, and just overall it's great. You get Elmo, you get Oscar the Grouch, you get Ernie, and then you get Bert, I think is his name. I really hope I've mostly messed that up, but honestly, the minifigures are just absolutely incredible. Like, I look at the set and I just think, wow, it looks great on display, and yeah, I'm gonna find somewhere to put it in my city, but honestly, it just looks such an incredible set. The details, everything about it is so amazing. But now let's move on to number 3. If there's something strange in the neighborhood, who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters? Yes, that would be correct, because coming in at number 3 we have 21108 Ghostbusters Ecto-1. Honestly, this is such a good set. The build is incredible. It just works really well. Like, I think the ladder's on the wrong side looking at some other things, but overall the set is honestly such a perfect adaptation of the car. The window shield is done great. The minifigures are great. Yeah, we get a better version in Dimensions and in the Fire HQ, which is great. And they've continued the Ghostbusters theme. We've got the amazing Ecto-1, HQ. Then we got another Ecto-1, which wasn't as bad. It could fit more characters in. And then we got more Dimension packs. And then we've got the big Ecto-1 this year, which that'll be a great set to compare one day. But overall, the set is absolutely amazing. The stand is great. And overall, I think it's absolutely an amazing set that we definitely need an upgrade. Not of the new version, just of the original with the original 4 minifigures. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. And that is right, because coming in at number 2, we have 21103, the DeLorean Time Machine. Honestly, this is such an amazing set. It's from Back to the Future. One that I do not own, incredibly, but Back to the Future, as even though I've not grown up with the time period, it's a movie I've watched practically my whole life. I have grown up with Back to the Future and Star Wars. Like, they are two massive franchises that I have grown up as long as I can remember. Like, I've been watching the movies since I was such a young age. Like, I have always loved the movies. I never found terrifying or anything. I just enjoyed them, and it's just such an incredible set. It's a shame, yes, the window shield, and they did mess that up a bit, but the fact that it's about Back to the Future property, that is why it's at number 2. It's such, I love the movies. Like, yeah, yesterday, number 2 was on, and I just was watching it. Like, if they're on telly, I just go down and watch them, you know. I really enjoy the franchise, and it's so great. And honestly, I really want to see more sets. Like, why did they stop? Well, I want to get a clock tower, an updated one. I think we will get a big one, like a 180 to 220, like the Batmobile, the Batwing, and the Ecto-1 set. And honestly, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. I really hope we do get another set that's not Dimensions and all of that. I just think it would be incredible. There's so many things they could do. We could do the clock tower. They could do a freebie of the little clock where Doc and Marty are standing when they have the photograph. They could do the train that hung on with Clara and his kids, and then just all of these things I think would absolutely be amazing. Einstein, there's so many characters. We've got Jennifer. We could do his parents. There are just so many things that they could do with this franchise, and I see so much potential. Imagine a £200 clock tower. Yes, it will be expensive, but please. And then it could have the pole with the electric thing, the electric cable, and then they could do another Back to the Future car with a new exclusive mold, because they can do that now, and then they could attach them if you wanted to. There are just so many things they could do with this franchise. Honestly, then the Under the Sea Ball Dance, that would be another good one with Marty rocking out with the Wrong Time music. Honestly, it would just be such a great franchise. We get the Wild West, we get stuff from the future, we can get Biff, Like, come on, who doesn't want a Biff minifigure? It would be absolutely amazing. Like, we need Back to the Future Lego sets. Hashtag make Back to the Future Lego to return. And coming in as my favorite Lego idea set, it's the 21304 Doctor Who. Honestly, this is such an incredible set. It's really weird. I don't know why they called it Doctor Who. It's the time and relative dimension in space, which is TARDIS for short. And honestly, it's such an amazing set. Like, when they revealed this, I was so excited. Finally getting a Doctor Who set was incredible. You get the TARDIS that can be the whole 360-degree box. You get the interior. You get 2 Daleks, a Weeping Angel, Peter Capaldi's Doctor, Matt Smith, and Jenna Coleman's Clara Oswald, which honestly, they are absolutely amazing minifigures. Peter Capaldi's, so he is in his regeneration outfit, and it definitely should have been a dark maroon, because that's what Matt Smith wears in his final appearance, which honestly, this set is such amazing. You get the Fez, and you get quite a few references, as I've said, but I don't know, honestly, what can I say? This set is perfect. We need more Doctor Who sets. Like, yes, it would be a bit harder. Like, there's definitely things they could do. A CMF is, we need a Doctor Who CMF. Yes, we need an Ninjago one, but we need a Doctor Who one. They could do all of the minifigs. Like, we could have a William Hartnell, a Patrick Troughton, we could have a John Pertwee, we can have Tom Baker, Peter Davison, we could have a Peter Davies, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, John Hurt, Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, another Matt Smith, another Peter Capaldi, then a Jodie Whittaker. Like, we could get so many minifigures. It would be incredible. So many other villains. Yes, we got Cyberman, which was great in LEGO Dimensions, and another version of the Doctor. We got so many more companions, like Rose, another fan favourite character. Would be great. We could get Sarah Jane, another massive character. K9, well, actually got a K9. But you get my point. There's so many characters that we should get. Like, honestly, we need more Lego Doctor Who. I don't understand it. We've seen all the designs. The Master. We could have Missy. We could have Master as well. Like, the new Master is amazing. But, like, there's so many characters. They could tie it in with the new show. Do, like, all the new characters. I know that, yeah, I know that the new characters are leaving. But still, Graham and Ryan, they're their names I sometimes forget. But, honestly, Graham and Ryan, for example, they could do them minifigures. Jazz, they could do all of these new characters. So I don't get why they're not doing more Doctor Who. John Barrowman's Captain Jack. Like, come on, Captain Jack Hartnett's another favourite Ninja Legacy character from Doctor Who. Why haven't they done him? No clue. Just another popular character that everyone would so want. And honestly, I'm waiting for it. They have got Back to the Future and Doctor Who. They have to do more sets. Like, come on, where are the licenses? We could get a Dalek ship. What about a Gallifrey set? It'd be amazing. Or like the painting. Honestly, the painting, that would be such an incredible one. And if you're thinking of like the painting, it's basically a painting that's of the battle, like the Time War when it's frozen in time. That would be absolutely. It's like the moment. That's what it's called. It would just be such a good art piece. And honestly, we need more Lego Doctor Who. Like, come on, Lego, where are we at with this? Seriously. There we have it, guys. That is my first 10-to-1 episode. What did you guys think? This is a series I definitely intend to do more of. And yeah, 10-to-1 is what I called it because I'm ranking from the my least favorite to my favorite. And what did you think of my opinions? Please express yours in the comment section below. It could be really interesting to hear what everyone thinks. And honestly, I think this has gone really well. I've really enjoyed making this video. It's great just to sit down, talk about my opinions on the sets and everything like that. So there we have this episode, guys. That is a wrap on episode 1. Until episode 2, I'll see you there. Bye for now.